Max Verstappen achieved the highest possible score in both Imola and Miami. Of course, the Dutchman played a significant role in this, but the update package that Red Bull introduced in Italy certainly helped. It has brought Verstappen closer to Ferrari, and Red Bull now appears to have the upper hand in terms of race pace. It means Ferrari must react and has upgrades in the works, which should mean a step forward in Barcelona. However, Red Bull team boss Christian Horner dodged the question of whether Red Bull plans to do the same. You have to be very careful about where you put the upgrades in. That's because of the budget cap. So we have to be sure that things we take with us are really worth the money. This emphasizes the importance of the front-end process, which includes work at the simulator and wind tunnel. Testing new parts on the track and then returning them to the drawing board if necessary was previously possible, but not in 2022. The budget limit does not allow for that, so everything must be perfect from the get-go. When asked what this means for Red Bull in terms of future upgrades, Horner says, "Well, the budget cap makes it very difficult to continuously introduce upgrades. That means you have to choose strategically where you can and can't introduce upgrades. Inflation only makes that more true. Teams would like to see the budget cap raised due to current global inflation, but this is unlikely to happen." In terms of the strategic choice, Red Bull has bet on Imola for the first major upgrade package. That seemed risky at the time, because there was less practice due to the sprint race. But to return to Horner's first point, Red Bull had a lot of confidence in that package based on the simulator and wind tunnel. Red Bull had a faster race pace in the previous two races thanks to Imola upgrades. But Horner isn't feeling lucky just yet. It's still a change of pace, and it's very close together. Barcelona will be a completely different challenge. There you have quite a few fast corners, and they suit Ferrari well. It is really still neck and neck. The circuit in Miami was a good fit with our car, and luckily we managed to get it there with the desired result. Red Bull design chief Adrian Newey agrees and insists that the team cannot be complacent, citing the ebb and flow of the 2021 season. It's so close you really can't say that. We've only got to look back at last season and the few races where we had some pretty good, dominant wins, Austria, Mexico, and then the next race it swings around. You really can't be relaxed at this point, that's for sure. Nonetheless, Red Bull has demonstrated outstanding pace in the last two races, significantly narrowing the point gap. Despite locking out the front row in Miami, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz were unable to stop Max Verstappen storming RB18, which bodes well for Red Bull. Even Ferrari boss Mattia Binotto admitted that, like at Imola, the Scuderia had no answer for Red Bull's pace, though he promised that the Scuderia will try to respond when F1 returns to Spain in 2 weeks. "I'm not satisfied because we want to win. We must continue to work and develop the car because Red Bull have shown they have a few tenths on us at the last two races. Both our drivers were great. Charles had a great race, and Carlos bounced back after Friday to keep Perez at bay. After 5 races, we're ahead in both championships, and in Spain, we'll have some updates for the car." With Miami completed and Spain on the horizon, Binotto revealed that Ferrari's upgrade package has been in the works since the beginning of the season. Barcelona is a track that calls for a lot of downforce. We'll have a wing just for that, and we'll see who comes out on top. Because we're also expecting some updates from Red Bull. We'll bring a package we've worked on since the beginning of the season. We'll see if it works, because there are always some doubts and hopes from the engineering side. According to Red Bull team principal Christian Horner, Ferrari's performance in high-speed corners will make them formidable opponents in the next round of the championship in Spain. Red Bull came from behind to win the race at the Miami International Autodrome last weekend, thanks to its superior performance on the straights. After a late safety car period bunched up the pack, Max Verstappen was able to overtake Charles Leclerc and keep him in second place. "I think we had just enough straight-line speed to be able to defend. So I think we picked the right balance in terms of setup and straight-line speed." According to Horner, the new technical regulations for 2022 prompted the team to focus on straight-line performance. Obviously, it's very different this year with the setup. There's no rake in the car essentially, so we've developed a car that has good straight-line speed, and we've seen that in pretty much every race this year. That advantage, however, will be diminished in the next race at the Circuit de Catalunya, which features only one significant straight and several medium to high-speed corners. Barcelona is a whole new challenge now. High-speed corners, Ferrari strong in that area, so it's horses for courses. This circuit suited us. We were able to make it work, and thankfully got the result. So far, the championship has been a back and forth, and Christian Horner expects that to continue, much like it did in 2021 when the team competed with Mercedes for the title. Horner believes that another title fight that goes all the way to the final race could take place this year. There's a long way to go, and I think it's so tight with Ferrari. There's been some great racing. There's a great respect between Charles and Max. They're enjoying racing each other. You can see that. I think that I was rather hoping we weren't set for another competitive year like last year, but it looks like this one could go all the way as well. But just like in 2021, Horner has admitted that if Red Bull and Ferrari continue to battle at the front of every race this season, their world title battle will inevitably boil over in the first 5 races of the 2022 season. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc have dominated the grid. Verstappen has 3 race victories, including the last 2 in a row, while Leclerc has demonstrated Ferrari's credentials with 2 victories of his own. Despite the pair's long-standing rivalry, which dates back to their karting days, the early stages of their title fight have seen plenty of professionalism and friendly competition. It's a stark contrast to last season, when Verstappen was at odds with Lewis Hamilton on the track and Horner was at odds with Mercedes teammate Toto Wolff off it. With 17, possibly 18 races remaining, Horner believes tension between Red Bull and Ferrari will rise if they continue to share race wins and play out a title race as close as in 2021. Last year, that was a lot of needle, a lot of off-track as well as on-track, whereas this year seems much more focused about what's going on track. And I think the racing has been great between Charles and Max, and the first 4 races have been epic. If that continues through the season, inevitably it will boil over at some point as it gets more competitive, and the stakes get higher in the second half of the year. But certainly what we've seen so far has been very respectful racing. Hard racing, but fair racing. Mercedes is currently out of contention after experiencing early issues with their W13, putting them far behind Red Bull and Ferrari. George Russell is currently in 4th place in the drivers' standings, while 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton is in 6th place, 68 points behind leader Leclerc. It's a massive task, but Horner believes the Silver Arrows will be back to the party pretty soon. If Wolff's team can rediscover the speed that has allowed them to dominate F1 for nearly a decade, tensions will undoubtedly rise with a 3-way battle, but that is unlikely to happen anytime soon. And for the time being, the fight is between Ferrari and Red Bull. However, with Verstappen and Leclerc taking the spotlight thus far, we must not overlook Sainz and Perez, both of whom are crucial to the championship rule. After the Miami Grand Prix, Horner stated that Sergio Perez's form is critical to the team taking points away from Ferrari. Despite being the only driver in the top 10 to pit twice and experiencing a sensor fault that resulted in a loss of power, Perez finished 4th. Horner believes Perez could have joined the fight and finished on the podium, but was unable to do so in Miami due to reliability issues with the car. Of course, reliability is going to be an issue. We had a sensor issue on Checo's engine. The guy did well to move them around, but he lost about 30 horsepower with that. He was losing half a second a lap, and I think without that, he might have even been second with the tire advantage, because we pitted him. We need Checo in there, and he's capable of doing that. You saw in Imola how quickly things can turn around, and I think we've got some interesting races coming up. The car's running well. We've got some developments hopefully coming later in the summer that will help us. We need to save a little bit of weight, but generally, I think we're on a good trajectory. What are your thoughts on Red Bull's progress so far this season? Will they be able to maintain their momentum and eventually overtake Ferrari in both championships? Ferrari plans to bring a major upgrade package to Barcelona that they've been working on since the start of the season. Will this spell disaster for Red Bull? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.